Okay, so now let's take a look at some of the fundamentals of Active Directory. This video will help you understand Active Directory at the most fundamental level, and this may be one you want to watch 2 or 3 times. When we have a computer that we install Windows Server 2003, this thing comes up as a standalone server. It's just a server out there in the world all by itself with certain functionalities. We can promote that to a domain controller, and when we do, we create the first server in our Active Directory domain. Now you will see domains represented as triangles in most visuals that you see from Microsoft and most anybody else. They've become the standard. So this becomes our domain. We can then add another server to the domain, and when we promote it to an Active Directory controller, we tell it, hey, you can connect to this other domain controller in this domain. And they replicate information about all the user objects and so forth that are in this particular domain. Notice we put client computers, and they contact these domain controllers. But notice something else I've just added, the little green circles around these things. These are called organizational units. Now, an organizational unit is something that administrators use to clump different users and servers and so forth together for administrative reasons. The users can't tell what organizational unit they're in, and we can even move these. I could easily move this server or any one of these clients into this organizational unit. I have set up a group policy that says anybody in this organizational unit has certain rights, has certain functionalities. They see certain desktops, for example, when they log on. And then I can say that people in this organizational unit see a different desktop when they log on or have a different functionality. So that's what organizational units are used for. Keep in mind the domain, the triangle here, is the fence for security and for replication and administration. So I can set up on a domain level an administrator, a domain admin, who can administer any machine anywhere in this particular domain. Replication happens automatically within this domain, within everybody in this domain. And administration, I can set administrative responsibilities in here. Now the organizational units are used to group objects for whatever administrative purpose we have. And they're only a grouping function, and we can easily move them between these. So that's what you're going to see here. We're going to add sites to this a little later. But this is a domain. Now let's look at how these are put together. If I create one domain, let's say it's Microsoft.com, and then I create sales.microsoft.com domain. Notice it's a child domain of that, and it's connected by a two-way trust automatically, but it's in different domains, which means I can have different account policies and so forth, different security, different replication, and so forth. But anytime I connect a number of domains together like this, they form a tree. Then I can create another tree and connect them together, and they become a forest. And so that's the visual on Active Directory, how the relationships happen between these particular servers, organizational units, domains, and trees. So keep that in mind. Now what you're going to have to determine in your Exchange layout is where do you fit here? Which one of your users will be in this particular tree on this side of the forest, which ones will be here, which users will be in this particular domain, and so forth. So that's the Active Directory fundamentals. You may want to watch this a time or two and get comfortable with the nomenclature here if you've not been working with Active Directory. Now in the next video, we're going to add sites to this and talk about what sites do. I've already alluded to it a little bit, but we will cover it more in the next video.